Hey everyone, today I came back from Graceland, Tennessee, or Memphis, and I got this at the Elvis part of Graceland. I guess I'll call it Elvis Land. Now, I just got this for about a little over 40 bucks with tax, so let's open this bad boy up. But first, I'm going to tell you it's a bobblehead, and it is limited edition. It says here, on December 3rd, 1968, NBC aired Elvis' first television special, Elvis. The landmark special has since become commonly referred to as the 68 special or the 68 comeback. We all know this. If you're not familiar with Elvis, Elvis had a 1968 comeback special to his live performances. Now, the 60s brought about great change in music and pop culture thanks to Elvis' unique blending of pop, rock, country, R&B, and the gospel influence in the decade prior. Elvis focused on his Hollywood movie career during the early part of the decade. And Elvis didn't really want to do these movies. He only really did them so that way he wouldn't, I guess, be canceled as the best word to describe it in our time. And I'll explain that a little later. He made many movies, and many of his records were movie soundtrack albums. In the later 60s, the success of his movies and records began to wane compared to earlier efforts. Elvis began to experience some creative and career frustration. He wanted to demonstrate his capabilities as a serious actor, but Hollywood only gave him a few opportunities for that. Because of his extensive film work, he had gone more than 7 years since appearing in front of a live audience. Elvis missed the closeness of his audience, the energy, and the excitement of the live performing. That is why Elvis didn't really like doing the movies. He probably found it fine. Honestly, films to him was a great way to contribute what he can do. And what the commander said in Agent Elvis is that he had a more lustful attraction. The crowd was kind of being controlled by him. He had a way of, controlling the audience. And let's continue reading. The 68 comeback special marked its triumphant return to the stage. It opened with Elvis singing a hot new version of Bobble. Listen to that, it's one of his best songs in my opinion. And this segues into Guitar Man, which became the underlying theme of the show. Elvis was then reunited with two of his original 50s band members, guitarist Scotty Moore and drummer DJ Fontana. They sat together on stage and around along with several other friends and associates of Elvis for an informal session of singing, jamming, and swapping stories. There was also a sequence of Elvis taking the stage alone and performing many of his greatest hits, rockers, and ballades. He also introduced a new song, Memories. I never heard that one, but maybe I'll cover it here in maybe a new series that I'm wanting to work on. Elvis poured out years of career frustration and pent-up creative energy into the performance of these songs. His natural talent, charisma, sensuality, and stage presence has not been diminished by the years in Hollywood. In fact, Elvis looked, sounded, moved, and grooved better than ever. For the group jam session segments and solo stage performance, Elvis wore a two-piece black leather outfit specially designed for the show. The look evokes the era of James Dean and the Marlon Brando type motorcycle films of the 50s, the era when Elvis was first proclaimed as the king of rock and roll. That right there is why Elvis is still famous to this day, because he is known as the king of rock and roll, and to me and a lot of people, reinvented the way rock and roll can have been done. And also isn't like the rock and roll that we know it's a little bit more, I guess, fun. I guess more jammy. Something we can dance to without being emo. Just as a reference. I don't know. I don't listen to rock and roll, so if you find this offensive, please probably complain to someone who's, I don't know, in your life. Anyway, late in the special, Elvis appeared in a lengthy production number that told the story of a young man who lost his way during his search for stardom. The parallels to Elvis's own life were closer and deliberate. Free from the confines of his Hollywood grind, Elvis had returned to his singing, music, and performing his roots. His powerful and passionate performance of "If I Can Dream," a song of hope for mankind, is regarded as one of the most brilliant moments of his singing career. That it is. I've listened to it. It is honestly probably the song that will get you the most motivated to get out of bed and live life, besides something like the Rocky theme song. Now, let us open this bobblehead, and I was wanting to get another one, but I decided to choose this one instead because I just really liked the outfit better and I had a bigger head. Well, let's open it right as soon as I make sure I don't want to rip the box, because I really like it. Okay, there we are. Oh, I should have done this. Oh, something else. Oh, a couple things. Okay, whoa. Alright, so the first thing I caught was here our premium bobblehead line. So they had the icons of, hold on, let me move this. The icons of horror, which includes Pennywise from It Chapter 2, which I like that film. I consider it better than the first film. I don't know why. Michael Myers, Ghostface, Trick or Treat, and more. We also have the entertainment, which includes Bob Ross, Ghostbusters, Classic and Afterlife, John Crash, Stanley, and more. And we have the political figures, most notably Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Or I should call him the Tan Man. But just in case you are interested, Boris Johnson, the Notorious RBG, and more. We also got some on the back here, but I'll go into that later. And it also says, create your bobblehead in 3 easy steps. Step 1, go to bobbleheads.com and choose your type, standard, pre-made body, or fully customized. Number 2, upload your photos and check out. And 3, approve your order. Your bobblehead ships fast with 2 to 3 day service. And it also says, get 10% off your order with order Try Custom at checkout. Now, let's open this up and oh great, the tape. Alright, that's one piece down. Let's get the other in control. Alright, 3, 2, 1. I gotta say, I ain't disappointed. Alright. We're going to keep this because I'm going to put this back up later. let's see this idiot. Now, I'm gonna take this scarf off here in a sec, but I just admire how this looks. And if you can see, it says Elvis. Oh my gosh, I love this. Now, this is made from Royal Bubbles, a premium quality collectible. And yeah. Now, if you're wondering why I got this in the first place, I got this because I am a huge fan of Elvis. Probably just because I got a bobblehead of him from one of his stores back in Graceland. And I just love him. He's like my favorite singer. I don't see him as an actor. I only see one of his films. Trying to watch another one, but I just couldn't get interested. And the film I seen, which I wanted to get on DVD, but they didn't have it as far as I know. So I think they stopped making it because it was probably very controversial. Because again, I seen it and it had a lot of jokes about like women. But it was Loving You. Sounds like Love Me Tender. It is not the same. But I think more people are familiar with the songs like Jailhouse Rock, and I think there was another one called Fever Las Vegas. I'll make a whole another video about that later. Now, let's remove this scarf to reveal his neck. Look at his neck. Help me. Alright, stay still. Alright, I'm happy. I'm just happy. I'll make another video about the other stuff I got at Graceland. And I also went to a huge Bass Pro Shop that was like a pyramid. I think it was like the biggest one in the world. And if it isn't, I am surprised because that is big. They have multiple stores, like Wahlburgers, one of my favorite burger joints. Or not burger joint, but you know, like burger places. And I think I can't remember very well, but anyway, I'm gonna just add this back on. Because I want to be extremely careful when putting this back on. Okay, now screw that. But anyway, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. Read you this, and I also wanted to read the rest of the lineup that these guys have. They got TV icons such as Mike, Air Monterant, Gus Fring, Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Rick Grimes, and Stranger Things 11, and many more. They also have the icons of history, including Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Queen Elizabeth II, Rosie the Riveter, Abraham Lincoln, and more. Here's the top two. And we got the superheroes, or the minifigures, including another Albert Einstein, which is this computer sitter, the Trump Media Monitor, and more, but it just shows Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Weird, but whatever. Alright, that is it for the video. I will see you guys in the next one.